Penny for your thoughts.
I hate Brenda, and a bad guy hit me in the shin, and I peed all in my pants.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you want to keep it clean, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut LP had 4 #1 singles on? Did you know that, Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I was probably returning videotapes. Gotta return some videotapes. I guess I was probably returning videotapes.
The following program is rated TV-17, containing bad language.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
Sexual situations.
Like you're gonna take your pants off instead?
Nudity.
Sure.
And graphic depictions of nut-crunching dick kicks.
Oh, I just had to kick you in the diddly again.
Parental discretion is advised. Oh, right. That's not the right one. Here we are. It is the Grift. We are missing one person again. One person. Can we never have a full show? That is the question, Sean, that I'm throwing at you right now. You can't hear me either? What a start. That's great. Missing a co-host. Sean can't hear me. Apparently, there are people in the chat that aren't showing up in the chat. I'm getting messages from some people that their messages, their comments aren't showing up in this chat, so I'm not seeing you guys. It's a weird thing. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing. Can you hear me now, Sean?
You sound great.
Yeah, I always sound great. I'm amazing. I was just telling the chat, I'm getting messages from some people. They're saying, like, hey, can you see me in the chat? And I'm like, no, I can't. And they're sending me a screenshot where their end is they're seeing themselves, but I'm not seeing them in the chat. And so I don't know if they got banned or I definitely didn't ban anybody.
You just banned that one person.
Blue Boy. Yeah.
No. The guy that called Kayla Adrienne.
Well, that was over on Rumble. I did that over on Rumble, yeah. But no, yeah, let me know, guys, if you're in the chat and I'm not seeing you, if I don't bring up your comments or anything.
Just keep sending us super chats until you do.
I don't know. It's weird. But shout out to you guys who are in the chat, and for some reason YouTube's not showing you on my end. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But we're going to jump into this for whoever can see this. Just know that whoever's out there watching, we love you. Whether we can see you in the chat or not, YouTube is weird sometimes. But thank you for being here. We do have K Ojo is in at least our chat, showing this the first one in the chat. That makes you, my friend, the first one in the chat, first one in our hearts. That makes you.
You're number one.
Yes, indeed you are, and welcome to the show. Sorry, I had to jump on here real quick because I'm getting messages. I'm like, man, what's going on? I had to jump in YouTube. I'm like, can I see if I can do anything? I forgot to have music going. Let's go. There we go. Now we're going. Now it's an actual show. Now I'm excited. We have Sheldon Martin, member of the chat in the house, or member of the channel in the house, says, what a moron. I never return my videotapes. Just joking. I always have a $3 late charge, though. Yeah, the good old late charges. Like I said, I used to work at a video store, so yeah, you get those 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late, you get that $3 whatever late charge on your account. Yeah, they're sticklers. Get that money. But first, members, get this.
What are you doing up here? Oh my God! I'm sorry! I can't stop coming! I'm sorry! Oh, it feels so good!
It feels so good to have the members in the chat tonight.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. It's awesome. We also have Henry's in the house. Good to see you, man. Says, I can hear you, bro. All right, good. No one, nowhere one says, ban them all.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't want to ban the people. Well, assholes I will ban. There's only one person that was the Rumble chat. Certain assholes I will ban if they need to be banned. But for the most part, I want everybody in the chat hanging out, having a good time, doing good conversation here as we do on the Grift or on the Ronan Joe show. And I definitely don't want to see some of my regulars not showing up in the chat and not being able to send super chats and all that kind of stuff like that. That ticks me off, and I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what I can do through YouTube to make that better. We got Fowl in the house. Says, hail Comicsgate. Hail to you, my friend. Good to see you. Says, yo, Joe, since it's Monday or the month of July, I'm not calling you Ronan. Instead, I'm calling you by your government-issued name, Merca. I like that. I'll take it. This is 250, America 250. We are celebrating 250 years in just a couple days on the 4th of July, so I hope everybody is going out there having some plans, doing a little bit of partying, hanging out with the family, maybe a little bit of drinking, doing some fireworks, staying safe out there. Come back with all your digits if you can. Let's be safe. Let's do this. Rick Saylor, member of the channel, is in the house as well. Good to see you, my friend.
The common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
Always too dumb. We got Chris in the house as well. Says, hey, fellas. Hey to you. Hope you're doing well. Says, don't leave home without your pencils. That's
I read
good advice.
It's like, definitely.
I'm glad you're not the only one. When I first read that, I had to proofread it like real quick because I almost thought that too. Like, don't leave home without your penis. I was like, I mean, that's good advice.
First thing I grab every morning.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you got that. Shout out to Kayla wherever she's at. She doesn't have power tonight. You know, we got this major heat wave going across the Midwest, East Coast here. We're getting caught up here in Michigan with it as well. Air conditioners running nonstop. It's just crazy. But apparently, she lost power in her entire area of town where she's at. So I'm sure that has something to do with something. I have no idea, but she couldn't be here tonight. So I dropped off one of the subjects. We'll talk next Wednesday or next Thursday when she gets in here. But we're going to dive into some X-Men talk here because we, at least, did the material, did the reading or the watching in this case to check out. Go ahead.
Kayla loves these Bostonian videos of people doing like Manchester, Massachusetts accents.
Here we
and
go.
All that shit. Like, it's all like ha-has and jokes. So to help her feel better, tag her in some of them.
God. She's going to be so pissed. She's going to be so pissed at you. I'm going to be like, it was Sean. You know.
Send it to her in her DMs. Like, that's what is really going to make her day during this. I'm sure she's got, like, what's the equivalent of bat wings for broads?
What's the equivalent of what?
Bat wings for broads.
Meat curtains?
Yeah. Like, I'm sure she's having meat curtains with, like, no power, and she's probably just, like, hating life. So just send her those videos where if it's, like, a Bostonian accent type of thing.
Okay.
Or just, do that. It'll really make her day.
It's gonna make something. It's gonna make something. Shout out to Bootlegger Comics is in the house. Says hail to you.
Hail. We
got Bombcat here as well. Says rainstorm yesterday, lost power for about an hour. Oh man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy weather, man. I keep telling everybody, like, look guys, we're in the end times. Like, that's just it's what it is. Just start accepting it now. You know, earthquakes and
the Knicks won the championship. Like, what the
Knicks
fuck?
won. You know, meat drapes.
Okay.
None of that sounds good. I don't understand.
Yes.
Why? Sending the videos we get her through this heat wave. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do it at your own risk. You know, I'm just saying. The wrath of Kayla could be on some of you out there. It's going to be 106 degrees here tomorrow. Where you at, bootlegger? Let me know where you guys are at. We're in Michigan, streaming this show. I know K.O. Joe's in Raleigh, North Carolina. But let me know where you guys are at. Where you watching from tonight? Texas. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Well, survive it. Hopefully you got some air conditioning and you can get through.
Get your fucking margarita too.
Do that, man. It's something else, man. I'll tell you what. I'm ready. I love that we're in nice weather, but I just bring it back just a little bit. You know,
it came too quick. Like, May was freezing.
That's what she said. May. Yeah, it's you know, it's Michigan weather's weird, but I feel like this whole heat wave is hitting everybody, and it's just it's absolutely crazy. We got Canada from Bombcat. Good to see you. Good day, mate. Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it.
That's New Zealand.
Yeah. What do Canadians say?
Degrassi, eh?
Hey, yes. Hey, what's going on, eh? Good to see you. KO Joe says, yo, Joe, yo to you. We got Fugman in the house. Says a Big Gay Joe is up. Port Huron. All right. Shout out to Port Huron. Good to have you here, man. It's up north. You can see
like in Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think that's up in the. Oh, wait, now I'm a bad Michigander. Let me look this up. Just so Sean's new, so I'm gonna use this excuse to let him know exactly where that is.
What part of the hand are we?
Oh, we are down in.
Wait, isn't it like this?
Yes, it's like that. So if you're doing. There we go. If we're doing this, we're here somewhere. That's where we're at. Port Huron, which I've never been to, is it's up north. It's farther up north. I know that. I need a map. There we go. There's a map. Zooming out. Oh no. Okay, it's over by the thumb. My bad. Jeez. Over by the thumb. So shout out from the thumb. Yeah, like by Canada there. Canadians say sorry. Do they say sorry?
Yeah, but it's not like they mean sorry. It's like fuck you.
Oh, okay.
That's what a Canadian told me. But
The
the most
sorry means
politest
fuck
way.
you. Oh, that's polite. That's a polite way to say it. Hey, hosers. That's true. But that's also, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point. Hat turned around. Yeah, we got the style. You know what I'm saying? Sean's doing it. We're only going to have this weather for a week or so. Stop bitching, everyone. Next thing you'll know, it'll be 10 degrees and a foot of snow. I mean, that is true, but that's just how the seasons go, man. We go cold, then we bitch about the cold. We want the warmth, then we get just a couple weeks of really nice, beautiful weather, and then we get just hit with the hot and humid, and then we're like, this is so hot, and then we'll go right into skip fall and go right into winter. Why is your hat turned around?
Why is
Tell
it
him, Sean.
not?
There you go. Why ask why?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe where you live. Oh, yeah, good point. Texas stays pretty warm. OV Ravioli is in the house. Says, how dare that Californian Salty try to win the CG streaming wars? Hail, be right back. Well, you tell him that I said that there's no chance. I'm just saying. I spent all day working outside. It was ridiculous today. Yeah, me too, man. Well, no, I work inside, but I have no air conditioning, and it's not fun. It's not fun. All right, enough bitching. Enough bitching about our lives. Let's get away from our lives for a second. Let's jump into some fun talk here. Anybody in the chat besides me and Sean have been watching X-Men 97 Season 2 by chance? Anybody? Show of hands. This is the interactive portion of the show, so by all means, jump in here and let us know. But we're going to tell you exactly what we think about this. So far, no big spoilers, I guess, because it just dropped yesterday, so we'll kind of shy away from some of the spoilers. However, I got a really cool intro here that's been going around X, so this is not a spoiler. People have seen it. If you haven't seen it, then you're missing out, is all I'm saying. But so far, X-Men 97 Season 2 dropped yesterday. Three full episodes came out, and I have to say, I liked it.
Yeah.
Here's my big worry, Sean. My big worry the first season was so good. I don't care what anyone says. The first season was very good, but Bo DeMayo was fired, and it was like he was a showrunner of season 1. I'm thinking like, all right, this was a great direction. What is going to happen with season 2? Are they going to come in? Are they going to wokeify it? Are they going to send it in a different direction that we're not going to like? So far, it seems like they are kind of following Bo DeMayo's laid out plans for season 2, from what he was telling me and a bunch of other guys what he was planning to do for season 2. It looks like they might have been going in that direction. He's credited as executive producer, which we kind of know executive producers don't really necessarily mean too much. A lot of times it's just a title, but he's credited even though he was fired, and they also credited him with writing the episodes along with whoever the new showrunner is. So that being said, highly excited to have this show drop. The first 3 episodes were really cool. Sean, I'm gonna let you talk about it for just a little bit because I know you were really hyped about it before I saw it. What are you thinking so far of 3 episodes of season 2?
Oh, I'm all aboard. This is I didn't see any real departure from last season. When episode 2 aired, and we'll see the opener. Like, I stood up and started clapping like the Yankees won the World Series. It was awesome. Like, everything they're doing, it's cool. Like, we're getting, like mini episodes. Like, if you go back to season 1, we got, like, 1 episode for Inferno or Fall of the Mutants, with Matt Pryor. So it seems like they're kind of doing that with this, with everything. And I'm liking it. We're going to see Nathan and Cable hopefully together. That would be cool.
That's going to be interesting if they do that. So
if they link up, like, will he turn into X-Man? I don't know.
See, I was wondering the exact same thing. I was like, you're so if you guys don't know, at the end of season 1, the X-Men were pulled into time and they were split up into 2 groups. Half the group went to the future, half the group went to the past. Jean and Scott went to the future where they see their future son or younger version of Cable, Nathan Summers, there as well. And this all surrounds with Apocalypse. But when we saw Nathan Summers, the young version of him in episodes 1 and 2, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, I wonder if they're going to do an X-Man version of this character because we already have Cable. Mm-hmm. It would make a lot of sense if at some point, because we're doing some time jumping around here, I feel like you're going to see this character again, and why not make him the X-Man version of that character that was very popular in the 90s?
I don't know if he had the techno organic virus.
I can't remember. It's been forever.
Yeah.
Kevin Carpetti says, I hope there's more stuff to do with Wolverine.
Sure, he's Wolverine. He's the cash cow of the franchise. You know, they're probably just showing more new characters just to kind of like whet the palate of fans from past, so to say. But I thought it was cool when he did stab that new type of Apocalypse Sentinel robot. His claws broke.
Yeah. So let's jump into that for a second. So they covered the Deadly Attractions that's what it was.
Yeah.
Fatal Attraction. Sorry. Fatal Attraction. Whatever that was. I'm blanking here, but they covered the X-Men 25 last season where Magneto ripped out the adamantium from Wolverine's body. So this season we get Wolverine, who's, you know, some time has passed since the end of season 1. Maybe not a ton of time, but let's say a few months at least.
Was it 6 months? I think.
Did they say? Okay, I couldn't remember if they said it or not.
They said 6 months. I've been watching so many shows with time jumps that I'm kind of getting lost.
Over Ravioli says, I'm back. Everyone's on caps over there. Fun guys. Yeah, they're good. Yeah, so, but this is the place you want to be.
Yeah,
you
fuck
just,
them.
you tell them. Yeah, with all the love.
With all the love.
All love. Yeah. So, this season we get Wolverine that's kind of a mixture between Age of Apocalypse Wolverine and also the Feral Wolverine costume that they kind of mesh together. It's a really cool look. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of it here in a second and bring it up. Is he a gangbanger? No, he's not. Not this season, at least. But we have got the Bone Claws version of Wolverine in this season, which is really cool. And I do like the fact that they're showing that his claws are breaking when he's fighting some of these.
To take them in and out. He's like,
yeah. But then he also regenerates them, which is an interesting thing because I feel like in the comics that took a longer time to do. When Cyber broke his bone claws in that Wolverine run, I feel like it took a while for those claws to grow back. Where this is almost like instantaneously, like he breaks his claws, rips off a robot's head, and all of a sudden his claws grow back. Kind of cool. I don't mind the concept there. Pretty cool stuff. More pepper, please. Okay, I got you. Let's go. So no, it's a fun show. I like it. I think they picked up where they left off as far as the coolness goes. I'm interested to see how they work with this timeline because right now the plot of the show is you have modern day time with characters like the X-Force and X-Factor and Jubilee and Sunspot are in modern 1997. Then you had Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine. Who else did they have that was in the future?
Hank? No, Hank's in the past.
Hank's in the past, yeah. Was it just the three of them?
Yeah.
No, Storm. Okay, so all four are in the future. And then you've got Magneto, Xavier, Rogue, Nightcrawler, and Hank all back in ancient Egypt. And they're all dealing with Apocalypse in different timelines. So I think it's going to be cool. If they bring it together, I don't know what storylines they're using. They use like 4 or 5 different storylines, with maybe 6 or 7 with the first season. So they'll probably be doing a mishmash of storylines with this one as well. Obviously, we got a taste of Future Past a little bit, Days of Future Past a little bit, with what they're trying to do, a little bit of Age of Apocalypse in there. Did you see? I'm jumping around all over the place here because I watched it today for the first time. I'm trying to retain all this kind of stuff. Did you see, Sean, when Xavier? There's a scene where Xavier enters this dude's mind to get some information because they're trying to get home, and there's like this celestial temple or something that they're talking about in ancient Egypt that they're trying to get information from. So he goes into this guy's head to kind of exact information, and he gets kind of pulled into this crazy mind realm. Did you see though, Sean, that there was a moon or some kind of planet when he was standing, and then it was the shape, and inside it was like what I saw to be like Onslaught's mask?
I thought I saw that.
Now when I saw it,
yeah.
Go ahead. Well,
no,
I
was
was
tripping. I was like, what? Because
that was legit. It was very subtle.
Memory or like sensory overload because you're trying to catch everything. You're like, oh shit, there's Tut or whatever. He's gonna be Kang. Like, oh wow.
So I saw that, and I made a mental note because when we were doing the X-Men review last year on the Gooch's channel, shout out to the Gooch. Bo DeMeo came on a couple episodes, and when we were in the green room before we went live, we were talking about like, well, what were your plans for season 2 and all this kind of stuff. And he did mention that he was going to be setting up the Onslaught storyline at some point. And so I think that's a great teaser that's actually going to be happening, that they're still going to keep that idea going for some time in the future. Maybe after you get Apocalypse, you're going to have that melding of the psyche of Magneto and Xavier creating Onslaught in the not too distant future. So I'm pretty excited about that.
I thought they were doing that when Professor X went into Magneto's brain in the end of last season.
Yeah.
This is a beam that they dropped.
Bo DeMeo was definitely setting up for that, but he just wasn't sure if they were going to keep that idea and go in a different direction since they fired him as showrunner. But it seems like they're going to keep that going forward, because why not? It's just way too. I mean, why not? Who knows how many seasons they're doing this? I think they already renewed this for season 3 and 4.
Yeah, they're supposed to be coming sooner than the 2 years that it's been. But did you notice? Like, it was cool.
Fuckman says, I like Joe. He's a smart kid. I hate this kid's hat. You can't hate the hat.
Yeah, it's
you gotta love the hat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Fuckman? Love the hat. Hashtag love the hat.
My hair, I probably have hair in my ass older than you. But, like, it was cool. Like, stylistically, like, Jean Grey was drawn, like, when she had the mask on, kind of like Tom Grummett drew. Like, the faces remind me of Tom Grummett's. And then there's some stuff with Storm where it's like Carlos Pacheco, with just the gestures, just the way she was moving and everything. I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know if that's intentional, but that's what I'm getting out of this.
I gotta ask you, Fogman, you need to calm down. I know you're just joking, but Sean might not know you're joking, but I know you're just joking. Yeah, he's a good guy. Fog guy, he's a good troll. I like.
Let's see what he say.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He says, I think he is a white rapper thug. He wears it backwards like a fag.
Who thinks? I am a rapper.
Yeah, you gotta know Sean's past here.
Yeah, I'm from the streets.
Yeah, legitimately. You know what I'm saying? East Jersey.
No, man, it's cool. Yeah,
East Jersey.
Keep it up, dude. It's cool. I don't care.
Here, let me check this out because I thought this was really cool. One of the things I wanted to get to about this, if you guys are our age, we grew up in the 90s, we were teenagers in the 90s, right? So the years of 90, 91, 92, they were huge as far as the comics went. When it came to the X titles specifically, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri on Wolverine.
Yeah.
One of the big things back then was X-Force. X-Force was awesome. It was a legit, like this Black Ops team that came out. And I thought this was really awesome. The episode 2, they modified the intro to X-Men and made it X-Force because right now in current day, the X-Men don't exist. They're gone, presumed dead by most of the world. Fogman running part 4. Yeah, it's okay. Now that's how you do it right there. That's style.
To lick my ass.
Style. All right. If you guys appreciate X-Force, you appreciate the 90s, you're going to appreciate this series, just the 3 episodes that they've seen. But here, check this out. When I saw this, I about lost my mind as far as, nerd boner full midnight. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So what's cool about this is in the show, he's talking about recruiting, right? Because I don't know what happened to his X-Force, but oh shit, I'm throwing out the baby with the bathwater here. We see Cable in episode 2. We also see Psylocke, one of my favorite female X-Men that they finally brought into the series. I know she was in the original series for maybe an episode or something in 92 or whatever that was. But she's a regular character now. She's looking good too. She's not in a thong, but it's not like a full bottom. It's like kind of like a French cut the way they drew her. I was actually surprised that they drew her a little bit more sexy, like that. It's not thongs, but it's not conservative either.
It's funny, like people online are like, she's Asian, but she's talking like she's British. I'm like, Well, there are Asians that grew up in England or whatever that talk like that.
Fogman says better. So
My God.
he's happy with
But,
that. I like that.
Then people were starting to like course correct them on like what happened to her body swapping. So that's cool to see people get not just schooled, but like informed, properly informed. And they weren't trolling them to be like, "Hey, you cunt." This is how it was.
It was good detail
Yeah.
because she is in an Asian body, but she is also a British character. So I was kind of hoping they were going to have more of an Asian accent with her, but I understood when they started doing the British one. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, you're catching that detail, and you're keeping it pretty legit, which is what I'm saying. If this is still coming from the mind of Bo DeMeo is a legit big X-Men fan. Despite all the other weird stuff that goes on that people have reported on or why he was fired, all this kind of stuff. Like, legitimately, he was a big X-Men fan, and he tried to really put that into the series, which is why I think you see these kind of details in this. Her brother is Captain Britain, right? I think you're right. Yeah. I forgot about that until you just brought that up. So anyway, Cable's going around. He's talking to Psylocke, talking to Archangel. Great to have Archangel here too. Is again bringing in some of my favorite characters this season. It's just been a nostalgia trip that I love. But he's talking to them. He's like, we need to recruit, and he's got files of Jubilee and Sunspot. And he goes and finds these two characters. Long story short, he recruits them to be on his team. And Jubilee is like, so what are we calling this team? And he does this really kind of cool, like, tropey as he's walking away. Over his shoulder says X-Force, and then it goes right into this intro, and it's the X-Force intro. And I'm like, man, how clever is that with these intros that they do with this show? It's not just one standard show. Like, you actually have to watch these intros to see all the different little things they do almost every episode. They did the same thing in season 1.
And even Storm, like, now she doesn't have the mohawk, she has the long hair in her, like the classic.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, more of the classic. Yeah, long hair, ponytail. Now that because they've been in the future, they've been in the past for a few months. It's been 6 months. You're saying, like, it's been a long time that they've been gone. So,
but it's also like with how we're living now, like technology, like they could cut these things in like in an instant.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like back in the 90s, that's all hand drawn animation where they had to use the camera to click it and use the frames.
Oh,
this
right.
shit's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, this is the newer kind of simulated hand-drawn. I mean, it is to a point, but it's kind of the same way they do the Bluey cartoons, where you start with an image, but it's all digital now. You can adjust it really quickly, make them move a lot more than they did back in the day, but still looks good because it still resembles like that hand-drawn classic animation.
Yeah.
Gayojo says British voice with an Asian booty. I like that. Yeah, that is cool. I know. It is. All right, let's get back into this, and we'll run this through because this is pretty awesome. Look, I just Jim Lee pose, Jim Lee card pose. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. I'm glad you caught that show. I knew you would, but I wanted for anybody that doesn't know, I mean, that's a very famous pose from a Jim Lee Marvel trading card. Yeah, of Psylocke in the exact same pose, everything. And I love how they do this, man. I love how they're giving nods to the comics, nods to the fans that grew up with the show or were kids like we were when the show came out. I saw that and I was just like, oh man, blow your load, town is what I'm, because one, Psylocke was my favorite sexy X-Men back in the 90s. I mean, I was in love with Rogue for various reasons, for obvious reasons, but Psylocke, she was like the sexy, dangerous X-Men, female X-Men character when you're, 13 years old, 12, 13 years old or whatever. And you're just like, yeah. So it's great to see them here, and, good shot. Shout out to Jim Lee.
And Jubilee's in her Generation X costume.
Is that the one that did? Okay, that makes sense. Now you bring it up. You're right. Yeah, I forgot. Yep. Good call. And we get a cool cameo of some Generation X characters, so I feel like they're going to do that team.
Oh, yeah.
Probably maybe next season or maybe later this season.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of them in there, so they're setting that up. So it's what I like about this season and so far what they're doing with the entire series of 97 is they are not holding back and saying like, oh, we're only going to bring this character in for a cameo. They're like, the entire roster of X-Men characters is legit available for them to use. And even some cameos from other Marvel characters when they use Morph to be like Thor. Like Thor shows up in the episode 1, but it's just morphing into Thor and doing some cool stuff. Very smart way of storytelling. There we go. Badass. There it is.
There we go.
This is the other big drop. I mean, not only did you get X-Force, but you're getting X-Factor. In the original X-Factor team, the not the original team, sorry. The 1990s X-Factor team. You got Strong Guy, Multiple Man, Havoc, Polaris, Wolfsbane. Awesome. I mean, right now, you were just, in this alone, this is making it so worth it for a 90s kid to sit down and watch this show. You're getting everything you probably wanted to see back when we were 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, whatever. Finally, now we're seeing it here. But it's so good to see this team on screen because this was a highly underrated team. This version of X Factor was my favorite.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Olivia Munn approved 100. Yeah, she was the only actress that did that character live, wasn't she? The beam pad in the house is Hail Joe. Hail D's nuts, Sean.
So,
good to see you, man. Let's see. Jur is my friend now. He did this time. I respect him now. Okay, I got you. So yeah, X Factor. I'm excited to see more of them in these series. Just from what we got, just within the first 3 episodes, I thought we got actually more X Factor than I thought we were gonna get. So load it up, man. I want to see some epic crossover. This is what I'm thinking. To take down Apocalypse, I think you're gonna see X-Force, X Factor, and X-Men all have to come together at the end of the season to fight Apocalypse and the 4 Horsemen, which I do believe Gambit is going to be one of the 4 Horsemen. There's a specific.
That would be cool. Yeah, you brought that up a while ago. It'd be a cool thing to show.
It was, so at the end of last season, there was a end credit scene or whatever where they show Gambit's card, in Genosha or
yeah,
it was Genosha that got
I
destroyed.
believe so. Yeah.
And like all the ruin or stuff, wind blows and then it reveals a torn version of Gambit's card, and it just ended that way. Now
held by Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So in this season, there is a vision that Jean Grey sees. I think it's Jean Grey. No, I'm sorry, Psylocke. When Psylocke is going into War's mind in the second episode, she sees this vision of Apocalypse, and there's a coffin brought to him. And they open up this coffin. We don't see who's inside the coffin, but he's like, examining it to be like the next Horseman. I guarantee you that's going to be Gambit, and he's going to come back as a version of, I'm assuming, War for the next 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, let me look it up because they did a list of the names of the shows. And there's one where it's like Friend comes back or some bullshit.
Okay. No, I think they're going to do that, and it's going to be pretty cool because I don't think you just kill off Gambit and never bring it back. Sheldon Martin says, I still got some Strowman and Quesada X Factor comics. Hell yeah.
Those are great.
That, I loved Quesada's run.
Yeah.
On X Factor. It was fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite works that Quesada did, to be honest with you. But I also like Strowman's run as well on X Factor. I still have the bagged version of the what issue is it? 75? No. Whatever issue.
No. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what issue. I can't remember the issue where the new team takes over.
No, that's Extinction Agenda.
Got Ace in the house. Good to see you, man.
Yo, fuck. It's the 3-parter. Executioner song.
Was that the first issue?
Of
with
what?
The new team was Executioner song?
No, it was just the one that was bagged, I thought.
Okay. The very first time that the new team takes over X Factor, it's a bagged version. I've got mine. It's like a gold cover. I can't remember the issue, but it was the first version of this new team. In any case, that's a badass run. Just this series is just bringing back all the right things, for for the teenage Joe. You know what I'm saying? The teenage Ronin Joe. So you did get the scene here where Psylocke looks like she's training Jubilee right here, which we haven't seen yet in the series, but I'm assuming that's coming up.
Okay,
Nice
episode
shots.
8 is called The Dead Man's Hand.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's probably when Gambit comes back then.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So you can see Jubilee. Who's that character?
The black chick?
Yeah.
She was she's from Cable's crew. Like in the future. She was in
Oh, okay.
the books that Art drew. And she was in the original show too.
Okay, that makes sense. Michael Pritchard's in the house says Gambit is coming back as a virgin. Wow.
Probably.
I don't know about that one. Byrne is a king. That is true. That's true. We're going to talk about that. X-Men 71. I knew it was 70-something. Thank you, Buzz. Thank you, Ace. I knew it was 70-something. I couldn't remember. Yeah, X-Men 71, the new team takes over the book. And it was that's kind of where I was really jumping on when it came to that. All right, here we go. We're looking at this.
Why is Apocalypse running?
That I think
it's
because
cool.
they
I
had
like
to have,
them,
you know,
Kevin.
Magneto's up here in the original one. I think they had to have something that matches that. I don't know. I thought the same thing too. Why is he here when he should be over here? If you're matching Magneto and you're just swapping out the intros. What's weird is we were talking about this on Hard Art. We couldn't figure out who these characters were. Obviously, these are the four horsemen. That's war, pestilence, probably death. I'm not sure where the fourth horseman is. Probably be Gambit at some point. But yeah, we couldn't figure out who those characters were at all. X treadmills. I gotta piss. Well, go piss, man. We'll be here waiting for you. Some chick riding a lizard horse. Yeah, those characters aren't going to stick around. Apocalypse is going to get a brand new horseman in this series. Oh, I do believe that. I think Gambit's going to be one of them.
Oh, I get it, because Cable's running.
Well, that's true. Cable's running, doing it. Yeah, and then boom, X-Force. This is like, I'm just like, dude, give us an X-Force cartoon now.
Yeah.
Do this exact same animation. Give us an X-Force cartoon. Let's go. I'm down. Very solid stuff. Let me see. I got some other things. One of the cool things I did see was the character you brought up of Ramen Tut is voiced by the guy that played Q in Star Trek, if you guys know who that is, but John D. Lance? I don't know how to pronounce it. Breaking Bad. Was he in Breaking Bad?
I think so.
I don't remember that at all. It's been a second since I saw that series. But he's playing Rama Tut, which Sean brought this up, and I didn't know this until I actually saw this article. But Sean had already mentioned this to me, that is a version of Kang. So they're kind of setting up Kang in this universe as well. So I mean, there's so many different plot lines, so many different ways they could go with this season. What they're setting up for seasons 3 and seasons 4, just with this alone, is pretty interesting. And like I said, we also got that tease of Onslaught that could be coming. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did a straight freaking... Wouldn't it be cool if they did just one straight season of Age of Apocalypse? Yeah. Let's say this season ends with Apocalypse winning and they do some kind of version of the storyline where Xavier gets killed in the past, you know? If they do something like that where he gets killed like in ancient Egypt, and we get the time wave that comes through, and then we go into Age of Apocalypse, and they do season 3 as at least half the season is Age of Apocalypse, and then we get all those characters. This is just my mind working here, but if they were to do that, oh man, you're talking about just hitting on all cylinders. That would be so awesome. Every super villain needs cannon fodder. That's true, lady. Mm-hmm. That is true. Zippity doo, zippity da, zippity yay, and Dave's. I like that. John D. Lance. I thought Kang belonged to the Avengers. Well, that was kind of interesting, but he does cross over with Apocalypse in his story, origin. He runs into Apocalypse back in ancient Egypt, and that's kind of what we're seeing in this season. We're seeing Apocalypse before he becomes Apocalypse fighting with Ramatut, which is kind of interesting because you get this really cool ancient, like 3,000 years ago is I think the timeline, or 3,000 BC is the timeline where they're in Egypt, and Ramatut's there with his all his technology. So you get ancient Egypt, but then you get this high tech stuff that Ramatut has. He's got his robot henchmen, his, I don't know, whatever computer is that he's using. I don't know what he's using, but it's kind of a cool concept, very cool visuals. But it looks like they're going to be bringing Kang into the series at some point, or at least, I don't know. You don't cast a voice actor like John D. Lance if you're not going to do more than just a few episodes, in my opinion. Like, I think he's going to be sticking around. He's going to be a bigger part in the storyline than we realize.
You know, I hope we get some announcements at San Diego about when 3 comes out, season 3, because it's supposed to be coming sooner, so we don't have to wait. But I don't think we're going to get it because they're doing that new Spider-Man series, but Spider-Man 97 or 98, whatever they want to call it.
They did say something about that, and I haven't heard anything about it since they announced it. Doesn't mean they're not doing it anymore, but... Yeah,
that would be great. But if they drew it like this, if they kept it consistently in like the model sheets, because when the X-Men teamed up with Spider-Man in the Spider-Man show, they just looked off. Like, I didn't really like that style of Spider-Man. Like, it was too goofy, cartoony for me.
I didn't mind it when it started, but I think just like the X-Men, the later seasons, they got cheaper versions of the animation.
Yeah.
I mean, even the X-Men cartoon had like if you go to like the last few seasons, their animation changed. It's almost like their budget dropped, you know?
Well, the last 6 episodes they legitimately said we're trying like Joe Mad.
Oh, really?
Because that's who was
I
hot
don't
at the
remember that.
time.
That's cool. I don't remember. I gotta go back and watch that. Animation. We'll break into the animation right now because we're trying to go. I know we've maybe dipped into a couple spoilers here or there. I'm trying to really avoid spoilers and just give you a sense of what the show is. Animation wise, it's up or down for me, just like season 1 was. There's some really good, beautiful backgrounds and beautiful set pieces that they do that looks just really nice and painted and some detail into there. But there are some, I think, jerkiness with some of the animation in some scenes. It doesn't seem as smooth as I would like it. And I'm going to bring this up. This is going to be kind of funny. Maybe you're going to see this right off the bat. There's sometimes within the faces, like episode 1, it starts with basically Forge and Bishop talking about what's going on with the X-Men, and they're basically laying out the plot of what's going to happen, where they're going to go, because Forge goes to the past, or Forge goes to the future, Bishop goes to the past to retrieve the X-Men and bring them back to the main timeline. In that entire scene where they were talking with each other, it reminded me of like a little bit better version of Archer. Stylistically, yeah, like a little bit better version of Archer. And it took me out of it because I kept thinking, I'm looking at him like, man, like I don't know if I like this. But that wasn't every single scene. Like, it improved. Like, I thought the future version, when we got to Jean and Scott, I thought the animation actually looked really good. Jean and Scott looked badass. They moved well. Wolverine had that kind of semi Days of Future Past, or Feral Wolverine / Age of Apocalypse Wolverine kind of costume going on that really worked. I thought that was awesome. But yeah, there was just those couple scenes when sometimes characters are talking to each other. I'm like, man, this kind of reminds me of Archer. And not in a good way. Like, I don't want to be reminded of Archer when watching this show.
Yeah, DC was doing that for a while too.
Oh, with that kind of style?
Yeah, that's why I was happy with the Nightfall stuff. It's not even there.
Yeah, beautiful looking shit. Archer was a good show, don't get me wrong. It was a funny show, but when you look at that animation, some of the stuff with X-Men was reminding me of that animation. It's just not what I wanted to see. But season 1 did that too. Like, season 1, I was iffy on the animation, and then every once in a while they would just really up it, where you could tell they poured a bigger budget into the impact scenes and stuff that needed to be, and that's fine. I don't care if a show does that, and I feel like season 2 is probably doing that as well. I had to bring this up because I thought this was kind of cool. The comparison that this series does to kind of capture the comics, and this was season 1. This was a shot from I don't even know what issue this is of X-Men. I think this is actually Uncanny. Or is this a? Oh no, yeah, because it's got what is this guy's long shot in it? Yeah, you're right. 11.
Yeah, that's Jim's last issue.
Yep, good point. Yep, you're right. Good call. You got that, and they homage that with the scene right here. Obviously now the characters are the same, but you got Jubilee, Gambit, Wolverine, most of them here. So you got Psylocke there. They replaced Psylocke with Morph, which was like that sucks. You got Bishop there that they replaced, or they just added to, or I guess they replaced these two with Bishop and Storm. But I like that. That's cool. Like giving the shout outs there. And this season, they did the Masuda. Wait, who's this? This is not Masuda. Who's this?
Mataraya.
Oh, this one's Mataraya. Okay. They did this one, and they homage that with this. So this is cool. Again, I'm not complaining about nostalgia and member berries. Like, to me, this is fan service. This is the kind of fan service I like. I want to. Same thing with Deadpool Wolverine. When they did the intro montage where Deadpool is going through all the famous Wolverine stories, and you get the John Byrne reflection of Hulk in the claws, you get Wolverine on the cross or the X, Old Man Logan, but you get the recreations of some of these classic X-Men art in X-Men comics, Dopest of X times, kinda. Honestly, it is. I was thinking about this today, Sean. I believe for me, my favorite time in comics are probably 1990 through 96. If I had to really just there are other eras and other times I absolutely love, but the 1990 through 1996, I think, was such a pivotal time for me, for my age and getting into comics and just the memories that were built through the art and through the stories. And this is where all these stories took place, was during that 5 6 year span. It was 90 to 96. And they're hitting on all the cylinders here. Some of the best eras in comics they're putting into the series and doing it very well, in my opinion. And then we got Roy in here, says, why is Chameleon in the X-Men? Well, okay. This is the way that Morph looked in Age of Apocalypse. Yeah. If you guys remember, this was the version of Morph in Age of Apocalypse, white face, and they brought that design later on into the main timeline, just like they brought in Blink and Wild Boy. I think they brought that character in eventually into the main timeline as well. So this is it looks like the Chameleon, but this represents Morph pretty well. It sucks that he's gay, or binary or whatever, but they don't really lean into it more than just he's got a lisp, which is annoying. Did they get rid of the gay X character theme? They never really had the gay X character theme in the first season. They did touch on it as far as, he's got a lisp.
And they said his pronouns were they, them, or something like that.
Yeah, and they did the whole pronouns thing, which was annoying, but they never really leaned into it, and it wasn't a thing where they focused on it. They didn't have a Morph episode where it's let's focus on Morph and let's talk about his sexuality or his struggles he has with everything. And I really feel like they've sidestepped that, and so far this season they haven't even touched on it. So I'm hoping that they don't. I feel like they're really just kind of trying to pay service to the stories, specifically these 90s stories. Kind of a blend of 80s and 90s, because they did the whole Goblin Queen storyline last season in one episode. But I think they're trying to do that. I really do. I don't think this show we still got plenty of episodes to go, but I don't think that this is one of the shows where they're really kind of going in that woke political direction, which you could very easily go with these characters because of the way that the left has co-opted. You know what I'm saying? They've co-opted the characters to represent stuff that they don't need to represent or aren't supposed to represent. So I think we're safe for now. It's a good show. I mean, if you guys want to be entertained, I think check it out. If you don't want to watch it, by all means, don't. You know. See, let me see if I got a couple more X-Men here before we jump into the John Byrne talk, because John Byrne has been making a new name for himself after being on the shelf for 10 years. Let me see.
Did you notice all the characters that got kidnapped, like Chamber?
Yes, I don't have any visuals of those, but go ahead and talk about it. Name some of the characters that were in, and we won't go into spoilers. But there's a scene where there's characters in a cell-like prison, and there's a lot of cameos.
There's Chamber. There's the chick with the metal fingers from Generation X.
Yep.
I forgot her name, but she talks. But I don't remember her talking.
Yeah, I can't remember her name
early on
either.
in the comic. There's the little mutant guy. There's a Gweeb.
Oh yeah, the weird. My daughter was watching with me. She's like, "Is that an alien child?" I was like, pretty much.
Then there's the weirdo with pink hair that's recent. But I don't know. There's the Cuckoo triplets. Is that what they're called? The Cuckoo?
Is that okay? I wasn't familiar with them, but I know you're talking about because I was wondering who they were. Yeah.
Who else? That's all I remember off the top of my head. But no, that's probably going to be Generation X.
Yeah, I think they're definitely setting this up. All right, I'm checking out just the hashtag of X-Men97 on X real quick to see if they've got anything posted that we haven't really talked about. Well, I mean, here's a kind of a cool shot of X Factor when they're making their debut, which was pretty cool.
X Factor, the US.
Disney will probably like hit this stream because of all these clips. Oh well.
Son, we won't hurt you. We're definitely the good guys.
Yeah, oh, back it up. Just it's so cool. I have to go back over it again. Like I'm just so excited to see these characters on screen, just looking as badass as they do. I mean, this is cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get excited about this, I mean, I just
Roy.
Guys.
So there we go. They're a government team bringing in a bunch of other mutants and whatever. So you get this dude from Generation X who is being brought in from the get-go, and we see him later on as well in this prison. I can't remember his name. Chamber. I was never a huge reader of Generation X. I liked the character ideas, but I can't remember whoever did the art for the series. Yeah, it was not my favorite at the time. You know, it was one of those I didn't get into the book because of the art at the time. Just bookmarked Byrne's book to watch you guys up to Wolverine getting back from getting burned. Yeah, dude, we're gonna talk about that in a second. The Elsewhere. I haven't read the entire thing, but I got it. I've read it so far. We'll get into it here in a second. EBS created Cuckoos.
Cool.
He also didn't he do a Blob Herman?
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, he was in the show again. Yeah,
well,
so I'm
he was in season 1.
He was in season 1, but he's in season 2 as well. So I'm sure he's probably getting some royalty checks or something, I'd imagine. Although Marvel's kind of weird about that. Yeah. Lady Deathstrike, but no, it wasn't Lady Deathstrike in this. I don't think, right?
I didn't see.
Not in this season. I think she was in season 1.
Well, that's just because Morph turned into her.
Right, that's right.
It was
because
episode
Morph,
1 or 2, I think.
That's right. Morph turned into her. All right, so here's the intro of X Factor.
Government's mutant task force charged with containing global crises in a world without.
Drop your weapons.
Polaris looking pretty good, I gotta say. She could have been a little bit more curvy. When we see full body shots of her, I thought maybe they could have made her a little bit more skinny curvy like they do Jean. But she was looking pretty on point. I don't know what it is about the green hair, man. There's something about green hair and green lips. I mean, I created a character with green hair and green lips probably because of my love for it when I was a kid. Probably Polaris and other characters as well. Green hair, green lips, green eyes. I mean, it's basically chaos, you know. Now that I look at it. Good times.
Or be put down.
Oh, classic pose there, though. Just nailing some of these art poses from the night. Look at that. Classic hand-throwing pose. Art Adams, widespread legs.
Not the bad guys here. It's not about good or bad. It's about authority. And you don't. X Factor was formed by the
This is
government
getting
to
clipped out.
legally police.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a hit. Yeah. So this is what I. So right.
Sit on my table.
Yeah, you can sit. Yeah, I can go ahead. I think it was just the awkwardness, like right here. I was just like, could be a little curvier. We get a little bit ass titty there. Not too bad.
Back boob, back butt.
A little bit back butt. I gotta say, I liked Havoc in this show.
Yeah,
I've always liked Havoc though, but like he's kind of like more of a jerky Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get through this. This chick though, this blonde haired chick right here.
Mm-hmm.
She was the what was her character? What was her name in season 1?
He's the doctor.
Okay, yeah.
You know the one in X Factor where they did the
It's a green sherbet.
the round table thing? Not the round table, but they went to therapy, and then she betrayed them somehow.
Oh yeah. She also was the one that took Magneto prisoner in season 1, I think. Harder Roy says, I was in my 30s when this came out originally, fellas. I was knee deep in That's a good point. I was only the very valid point. I was only like 12.
Getting hand jobs in the hallways.
Oh wow, good for you, man.
I don't like to brag.
I see the Archer style influence here. That's what I'm saying. Like you can see it. I'm not saying it is, but it reminds me of it. You know, we got our London house is back butt. Yeah, I like that. Good stuff. All right, yeah. Let me bring that down before Disney hits us because they're assholes. I'll get claimed as soon as this show goes is done. I think that was only. I'm trying to find any more significant things that people have put here on X, and I'm not seeing too much. Pretty much
Well, it was
everything
cool
we've shown.
seeing Cable in Rob's uniform from X-Force 1.
Yeah, straight up, it was pretty badass.
Seeing Archangel take out War.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Which we won't go into spoilers, but
whoops!
They did some things in this series that I thought was a little risque.
Yeah, blood.
Which I thought they did in the first season too. There was a little bit risque, and that's why I was like, this could be, this is made for kids, but it's also enough stuff, adult stuff in here that we who grew up on the X-Men are gonna enjoy it, And they did something in episode 2. I was like, wow. Actually, twice in episode 2. Or maybe it's episode 2 and episode 3, but there's 2 scenes where I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised they went there.
Yeah.
All right, let me bring this up. It's another clip. I won't play it. We'll just still it. Let me pause this. But this is what we're talking about with some Generation X characters. I think is pretty cool. So this is what we're talking about. Some Generation X characters. Here, you got this chick. I can't remember what her name is, but she's a Gen X character. Or Generation X character. And you got this pink-haired dude, which...
Yeah, that's from, like, the Bendis run.
Okay. I didn't recognize him. I wasn't sure who he was.
Yeah.
He's in Spanish. Yeah, but they debut these characters, so I definitely think they're setting up X Factor.
Now, is that the chick
Generation
supposed
X.
to be the doctor from Pacheco's run? Remember when they introduced Maggot in Uncanny, and then there was that doctor?
I don't.
And I'm only saying that because she's black and she has that type of hair.
Possibly. I mean, was she a teenager in the book? Because she's
definitely... she's a doctor. She's a full doctor.
Maybe. I guess we'll have to see. But I thought that was kind of cool. Definitely get some Generation X going on. Wild Child.
Yes, Wild Child.
Wait, I thought...
Wild Child? Yeah, Wild Child's... Sabretooth's guy, but originally an Alpha Flight.
Oh, okay. Pink-haired James Gunn.
Looks like him.
It does, kind of. That's funny.
Oh, cool.
Drawing Forge right now on an official Topps Marvel sketch card. First time drawing him. Originally a Cable drawing, but Cable wasn't on the allowed characters list. Nice, man. That's awesome. I'm sure they'll probably be on eBay at some point. I think that's where you put those, so make sure you guys are following Roy and paying attention to what he's posting on up there. All right, let me bring up, let's segue here to some John Byrne talk. because we gotta give a shout out to John Byrne dropping his fanfic X-Men Elsewind book that was sold out and went to second print almost immediately. And I gotta say, he's probably, for this not really existing in modern Marvel as far as continuity or books go, it's not even published by Marvel, it's published by Abram Books, has outsold, at least, I don't know what the numbers are, but doing better in popularity than the actual X books, which is pretty damning when you think about Marvel in general. So you've got John Byrne returns to X-Men, the superheroes that made him famous, to say goodbye, leaving in a blaze of glory.
Is that John Byrne or Butch Guice?
I mean, definitely a little. You need to do a little trim there. I don't remember John Byrne looking like that. So this is just kind of a history of John Byrne. Get down to, okay, here we go. So this is saying it is a rare interview with Byrne, who years ago stepped away from the public eye and, for the most part, the comic convention circuit. He did, however, agree to talk about his return to X-Men, which veered into a wide-range discussion about his biggest career regrets that would be taking on Superman in the 1980s, and how, while he may not like most Marvel movies, he is happy for the thank you checks, which, I mean, who wouldn't be? It's what it's all about, people. Money. They spend good. The whole Elsewind endeavor began in 2018 with a drawing of the hero Wolverine fighting a human dinosaur being known as Sauron. Having done that, I suddenly felt compelled to do a second page, and then a third and a fourth page. It just kept falling out of the pencil, he recalls. I eventually got frustrated that no one was seeing this, so I decided to post it on my website as fan fiction. Now, that was about the time I started hearing about it, and I never really checked it out, but there were rumors out there that John Byrne was doing like fanfic on his own website of this X-Men book. And it started becoming more like this bigger lore thing. I started hearing Rob Liefeld talk about it years later, and it was just starting to catch up steam. And now here you go, almost less than 10 years later, somebody had the great idea, like, let's finish this, let's get it out there. And I've got it right here. I bought it on Barnes & Nobles, which seems to be the fastest way, because I think it's still sold out on Amazon. If you go to Amazon, I don't think you can get this yet. But go to Barnes & Nobles. I bought this. It came within 4 days, and I've read a little bit about it, or a little bit of it, and I got to say, I'm really digging it so far. Really digging it. Roy says, can't show them. They have us on lockdown about showing cards, or I'd be streaming these all day. Oh, nice. I mean, that does suck, but yeah. The black Hispanic female is Dr. Reyes. Maybe she will vanish without fulfilling like her namesake. Jeez. Why'd you make me read that, Roy? I gotta proofread your stuff from now on. Pterodactyl, thank you. There you go. Got mine in it. Oh, so you did? Okay. Maybe you got there in the first wave. Throw it at the wall. Become the Grift. I like that. Good idea. Once he started, he didn't stop for about 3 years. About one page every weekday would be posted around a standard comic book issue a month, give or take a few pages. I would start each new issue on the first Monday of each month. It made me feel like a young whippersnapper and brought back some of the stuff that had faded over the years. I eventually wrote and drew 31 issues. That shocked me, because damn it, try to highlight stuff. That shocked me when I first heard that, because I didn't realize he did 31 issues of this run. So when they're like, hey, they're going to be printing John Byrne's Elsewind work, it's like, yeah, it's 31 issues. I was like, holy shit, that's like freaking, we got over 2 years worth of comic book stories right here. It's pretty badass, and it all takes place like basically picking up where he left off on the X-Men books and just telling a story from that point on. All for fun and all for no pay, and best of all with no pesky editorial interference. And I think that's what's kind of cool about this. This is just a straight fan-fictional story of the X-Men characters told by one of the legendary artist-writers of X-Men. Like, yeah, I understand Claremont. Don't get me wrong, people out there. But John Byrne also did a lot of writing in the stories as well. It wasn't just all Chris Claremont. You gotta give John Byrne his kudos for.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, some people might disagree
Somebody
that aren't
get
here in the
triggered.
panel tonight.
Triggered, kid.
The stories began at a turning point that occurred late in Byrne's original run in the comics. As published, Jean Grey sacrificed her life to save the universe while fighting off the possession of an entity known as the Dark Phoenix. Then editor-in-chief Jim Shooter ordered Jean to be killed, a decision that rubbed the artist as wrong-headed and would lead to his exit a few months later. Byrne's new stories diverge with her surviving the experience, which is kind of cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is definitely an Elseworld version of the storyline, which is pretty awesome. It was enthralling to see these pages go up every day. Oh, yeah, we're talking about this. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find the numbers, but I want to say like 25,000. Oh, here we go. Elseworld is already a success even before hitting the stores. The first printing of 25,000 is already a sellout in pre-sales from Abrams, who is producing the book, which is now going to a second printing of another 20,000 copies. The second volume will follow in summer of 2027. So if you guys aren't jumping on this now, you guys are going to have to wait for a little while to get the second volume.
How many issues are in the first one?
I think all 31, right? Oh, no, shit. Okay, they're breaking this up then.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I should have paid attention to that before I started talking about it. It's bad
Bizzle sticks.
Bad producing there.
Man.
I don't know. How many volumes? So they're doing 3 volumes. So break 30 up divided by 3, you know?
It's like 9 to 10 per one. That's not bad.
So we get some cool sample pages in this article, which is why I wanted to bring this article up. And now this isn't the classic John Byrne style. It's probably definitely evolved over the years. Maybe there's some complaints. I know we talked about the inker. It was being a fan inked, which I wasn't the happiest about. But seeing it fully done, pretty damn good. Thank you, Roy. 10. That's my guy. I have all 32 issues in the PDF Byrne had on his forum. The story begins right after Jean is supposedly killed by the Shi'ar. Nice. Yeah, so they do this recap where they talk about when Jean, saves the ship from the sunburst or whatever, and then she turns into the Phoenix, and then she drops down and supposedly dies, and then it goes into the actual story and picks up with the Shi'ar dropping the X-Men off back at the X-Mansion. You don't know what's going on with Jean until a little bit later. Turns out that Jean doesn't have the Phoenix Force anymore, and her personality hasn't come back to regular Jean personality, which she's essentially got the personality of a 5-year-old, is where it picks up. And then, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, I've just started reading it, so I know that they're starting out sending the X-Men into the Savage Land to go on a mission there, so I mean, that's kind of cool. Again, this is touching on all the classic fun X-Men tropes you would think of back in the day, and what we are missing in today's storytelling. I can't go to the store and pick up an X-Men comic today and care about it one bit. But you open up this book and it's just like, yeah, this is it. This is what classic X-Men was. This reminds me of like when I was reading as a kid, even though I was reading the Jim Lee runs and stuff like this. But this reminds me of X-Men more than anything I've seen over the last 10, 15 years. Hands down. Ovi Ravioli says, Marvel can't imagine why people want content based on characters that people love, written and drawn by people that love the content. It's a mystery. Yeah, if anything is showing you how much that's needed today, it's this book. Being that John Byrne spent years just doing fan fiction because he loved the characters so much, loved telling the story, it was just like, why not? But this shows you, like, when someone's got the passion for the characters, a passion for the story of these characters, of what they can actually put together, which is why I've always been a big fan of like guys like Rob Liefeld, telling stories of characters that they're passionate about, that they want to follow the history and tell good stories with. This is what I've seen so far in this John Byrne run. And I've read like 10 pages. I've read 10 pages of this book, and I can't read. But that's how much I've liked it so far, and I'm surprised how much I actually enjoy reading this. Because originally I was just I'm going to get it for John Byrne's art because it's going to be a good collectible, obviously. But I started reading it, and I was like, wow, this is actually I'm enjoying this quite a bit more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, that's awesome storytelling.
Yeah, just some
I
really
like the colors.
Yeah, you do or don't?
I don't.
Okay. I think the colors look better in person. You'll have to check out this book when you get a second. I think they look better in person than the digital versions here. Yeah, and I think it's just because they remind me, man, I don't know. Like, sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't. There are times where they look a little bit flatter, like old school colors, and maybe sometimes they look a little bit more over rendered, I guess.
Like this right here looks like MS Paint.
Okay.
Like
I can see
somebody's
what
like,
you're saying.
oh, I just learned about the airbrush tool. Let me lighten this highlight. It's like,
Well, I wonder too, if Abrams is publishing that, they're probably forking out all the money for the talent. Like, what's their budget? You know what I'm saying?
right.
So whoever put this together, I have no idea where they got the colors from. I heard that the inker is a fan that just started inking the project, and that's how they got the gig. So who knows? But I would highly recommend checking it out. I mean, I've liked this so far, man. Some good stuff. And I'm not saying it's John Byrne's best work or anything, but it's pretty cool.
Not for nothing, like, seeing how old he is in age, he can still sling down a fucking pencil and tell a story.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like 1980? No. But you know what? He's doing a lot better stuff now than some guys that we idolize that are pencils. And you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I would be interested when the last page of this was drawn, because he started in 2018. So when was the last page drawn? I'd be interested to see, as we go through this volume, to see how the art progresses. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting thing.
Look at those claws. They're like razors.
Yeah. So I mean, this is an interesting character here. Like, I haven't even got to this point yet, but I'm excited by just what I've read so far, and these sample pages have got me really excited to continue reading this book. And this is a lot for me to read, guys. I'm just gonna tell you right now, for someone that doesn't really like to sit down and read books that take longer than 10 minutes to do, this is a lot to get through. But I'm gonna read the entire thing because I am that excited about it. The Beanpad says, agree, it's like a time machine. OV Ravioli says Jean should have been dropped long ago. She's mental with mental powers, making ice gay. What the fuck? Yeah, but that's future Jean. Like original Jean, 80s, 90s, 70s Jean, much better character. Movies for the mind. Gabriel just said Joe used the power of osmosis to absorb information from the pages. See, now I wish I could just do that. Yeah, I wish I could just do that.
That's like Meteor Man's powers.
Yeah. Collapse looks dope. Maybe they did it for the focus on him. It could be. We have Sonic. Wait. Sigadasic. I don't know I don't know how to pronounce your name. We're just gonna call you Nick. Byrne goes into some detail about the other creatives during the preface, which I have to read that. I'm really bad at reading the opens and all that kind of stuff because I'm like, just give me. It's like eating pizza. Yeah, it's like more words. It's like eating pizza. When the pizza's really good, I want to get to the next piece. I don't want to eat the crust, So I'm like, oh, skip that. But if you only have one pizza, then I'm eating the crust. It's a weird thing, maybe. Sheldon Martin says razor wire claws. Yeah, I'm interested to get to this point in the book. I think this is going to be awesome. A pamphlet is not a book. I mean, that's true. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of words.
Yeah.
Okay, cicada. Okay. Cicada Sonic. I'm going to try to remember that.
Cicada Sonic.
Cicada Sonic. I like that name. That's a good name. Thank you for breaking that down, Ovi. I needed that. Took me longer to download all the files that I did to read the entire run. Byrne has not lost his touch in doing environments and buildings and tech.
Cool.
Yeah, I from what I've seen from sample pages and what I've just seen in here, I've really enjoyed it. It's cool to see it visually what's going on. But I mean, this has got to be a very devastating news for Heather Antos, who was very against this book coming out during Pride Month. Because if you haven't looked up what John Byrne has said about the trans and LGBTQ stuff before, it's pretty funny, pretty satisfying. In fact, look up some quotes. It's pretty good. But
well, not for nothing, he created the first gay character in Marvel, right?
That's a great point. Practice makes near perfect. Good point. Facts, my friend. Cicadas are a protein. Hell Hidalgo. Too crunchy. Yeah, but go check it out. John Byrne is still king, and he's proving it right now with basically selling out an X-Men title, which, when's the last time a freaking X-Men title has sold out and gone back to second prints? Maybe a number one. They came out not too long ago. Last year?
With 50,000 variant covers?
Yeah, probably. Exactly. This is one book. This is one freaking book. Look at this. This is one hardbound book, hardcover book, right? Volume 1. No variant covers. Look at some of this stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you guys are a fan of the X-Men, if you're a fan of John Byrne, hit the mic there, you're going to love this. I mean, how can you not? Cool. This is like everything you want to see as an X-Men fan in this book. All the classic characters, all the classic costumes. And that's one thing I thought I didn't realize I was going to enjoy so much, is seeing the classic, because I'm very partial to the 90s costumes, but seeing like some of the classic costumes, the classic Cyclops full headgear costumes in here, the Sentinels. Mm-hmm. Who knew you're going to miss the Sentinels so much until you saw the Sentinels again?
Me.
Right, exactly. It's the X-Men. Damn it, I did it again. It's the X-Men the way that the X-Men should be.
Yeah,
is what I'll say.
Through those pages and then watching, X-Men 97, like the first season definitely did, but it's like I'm falling back in love with the X-Men. But it sucks. I can't get that X-Men. Like, shout out to Netho Diaz, who's drawing a hell of a X-Men stuff.
Even Stegman was doing a really good job.
Yeah.
I enjoyed their work visually.
Visually, they were doing some really top-notch shit. But the stories, I could give two shits about. Like, I don't care about those characters anymore. And it sucks, because you grow up with them, and they're so important to you as, from your past, that you're just like, I don't know these people anymore. It's like trying to fuck an ex-girlfriend, but you're like, why aren't you doing that thing with your tongue anymore? Who told you to stop that?
Be like, I thought you used to be in the butt stuff. What happened?
Right?
Like,
let me get back in your butt.
If Marvel is smart, and they aren't, so I get that this is just a fantasy thought here, but if they were smart, they would see the reaction, or hopefully they would see the reaction that fans are getting from John Byrne's book. And it's like, what do people want of the characters? They want the familiar versions of these characters that we got for years, instead of all these reboots, all these like Hickman crap and everything that they've done, who knows for how long. Like, go back to the classic versions of these characters, the 80s, 90s versions of these characters, and just tell those stories and just put them in the modern day. That's all you have to do. In fact, go back and pick up from the last, pick up in continuity from the last run before they decided to reboot whatever. Go back and start again. Just, I don't know. They won't do it. Obviously, it's just fantasy talk, but reading this book just makes me long for just like, I want this. I want this a monthly book. This storytelling, this style of art on the shelves.
What? Like books like John Byrne did an X-Men book like 20 or almost 30 years ago, where it was kind of in this timeline. Was it the Hidden Years? And then Tom Grummett did a book in the early 2000s where kind of like that as well. I'm like, give us those books, and with that talent, will I think John Byrne will ever come back to do more of this? No.
Yeah,
but get that type of talent like Tom Grummett.
Yeah.
Or these older established illustrators.
Facts.
Like
Go get these
guys.
old guys.
Like, get the writers.
Especially the writers. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense why we can just want to keep these people back in work, making money, but giving us stuff that we want. And it sucks that Marvel and DC doesn't listen to us. But that's why you gotta go with the independent books, because we listen to the
that's
fans.
Facts. Cicada Sonic says, I hope the second printing has a different cover so they are easily distinguished from one another. I'd imagine it would have to, or some kind of different version. I just feel like you leave money on the table if you don't. Dang nabbit. Art says, I did get 2 copies of Byrne's artist editions, one to destroy, pouring over the art close up. I did get, it's over there in my collection. I did get a John Byrne artist edition, one of them. I'm not sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. And this is coming from me, and I'll be completely 100% honest with you. I've never been the hugest John Byrne fan, but you have to look at the era I grew up in. The era I grew up in, modern day artists were Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Rob Liefeld, Tom McFarlane, all these guys. So that was the era I was invested in. It wasn't until years later when I was starting to look at older artists and the guys that came before and influenced the guys that I loved, that I started looking at John Burns and George Perez and Neil Adams and Art Adams and guys like this, And it was just kind of like, it wasn't quite the same because it wasn't as over sensationalized as the 90s was, and that's what I loved, was just the bigger than life art, breaking panels, in your face dynamics. And so it took me a long time to appreciate it. Now, John Byrne is a legend, but I was never as excited about his art in his original runs, but for some reason this has really got me excited about it. And I got the artist edition. The artist edition is great. I really like seeing the raw ink stuff as well. That was really good. But for some reason, I've never had this big urge to go get like the back issues or collect John Byrne runs of X-Men. I don't know why.
Yeah. That, you know what? I'm with you. I didn't really get into Byrne until about maybe 10, 12 years ago. Like, I respected his shit, don't get me wrong. But like when I was looking for like good anatomy or good storytelling, like I went to, again, Tom Grummett. I went to Paul Ryan.
Grummett was
I
great.
went to Ron Lynn, Bart Sears, a little stylized but great storytelling, great art, and guys like that. Like, but then we had like the cool art. We had Rob, Jim, and Todd.
Yeah, that was the cool factor. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Especially, Jim at that time. I'm sorry, guys. You can say in hindsight or whatever you can say, years of whatever now, but back in 90, 91, 92. Jim Lee was king, man. I don't care what anyone was saying. Like, nothing looked as good as Jim Lee's stuff on the shelf at that time. Uncanny X-Men, his X-Men run, even his Wildcat stuff, which some people say, like, they didn't like the Wildcats as much as, like, the X-Men stuff. I'm like, that whole era, that whole, 3-4 years of just straight dominance, in my opinion, I don't think anybody could touch Jim Lee as far as stylistically. Do you think he fizzled out
after Fantastic Four?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, probably. We had all the business going on with Wildstorm as well.
Sure.
Obviously he came back, in my opinion, in a big way with Hush, but I do think that maybe there was just too much for him. He said in recent, or maybe not recent, but he said in interviews before, like, he never wanted to be, never wanted to have a company. It was just Image was a opportunity. He saw it, he took it, it worked out financially for a number of years very well, but he never wanted to be that guy running a company. Like, he wanted to be editor-in-chief of Marvel. That's really what he wanted to be. And now he's essentially editor-in-chief, I guess, of DC Comics. Scribe Comics is in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
How are you?
They release at the perfect time the cartoon X-Men in Avengers Doomsday. Sean dropping facts, says K.O. Joe. It's all he does, my friend. It's all he does. Back in the butt, too. The splooging. I like it. That's good. Good stuff, man. McKay was an okay writer, but they workhorsed him into the ground. Nobody should be writing so many huge titles simultaneously. I do agree. I often wonder that because writers can write so much at one time, but like how much focus and detail can you actually bring to a project if you're writing more than 3 titles? I feel like that's got to be. I feel like it's got to be a lot, you know.
Does it say a writer about a week or so per title? Of a monthly?
Maybe, but I feel like this just got to be a lot to keep in when you're. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a writer. You know, I do write, but I'm not a quote unquote writer. So maybe it's a lot easier than I think.
Who is these days?
Who is these days? You know, but maybe when I just think about it, if I was writing a book, and I'm just like this, I'm all in on this book. We're telling the story. It's either a mini series or an ongoing series, but at the same time, I'm writing 3 or 4 or 5 other titles. My mind's going to be focused on one or the other, and not all of them. But that's just me. You know, who knows? His Punisher run, you couldn't see Jim Lee's, or you could see Jim Lee's evolution from Carl Potts' clone to what he eventually became on X-Men. That's a good point, and I think that's when he started. He was hooking up with Scott Williams at some point during that run.
Well, not for nothing, Carl was doing the layouts, so I don't know how closely
Oh, that's a good point.
he was working over them, but like all of my friends said once he saw Kevin Nolan's The Outsiders annual, like his shit changed, and that's when we got kind of that first era of Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, I mean he was a sponge. You know, he's
oh yeah, I think we all
early on Jim Lee, like most artists are probably, like you said, they're working from layouts. They're heavily finished probably by the inkers as they're learning how to draw and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, and Jim Lee, he soaked it all up. He took all the right influences. Mm-hmm. He took all the right influences at that time. And then when it came out into the page, especially with Scott Williams bringing it all together, it was just a force to be reckoned with at that time, right place for that art style to hit on the right book, the most popular book. And it was a juggernaut, man. There's no way around it. That Uncanny X-Men run to the X-Men juggernaut. Straight up.
And people like to say, oh, it's just rehashing of Claremont and Byrne's original. Yeah, cool. He did it better.
Yeah. It's funny arguments out there. Byrne Fantastic Four is good. Someone should remind Heather Antos that John is the one who changed Sue Storm's moniker from Invisible Girl to Woman. Oh, nice. Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love his FF stuff. It's so good.
No, that's a different story with me because I'm just not a big FF fan in general.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, man. I'm just, I've never been a big FF fan. I mean, even I like the Thing. The Thing's cool, but yeah, that's it. That's pretty much where it ends for me.
See, I love when Reed could turn his hands into weapons. Like, that was cool. Like, they did a lot of that in the Infinity War era. Like, Paul Ryan's era.
That makes a lot more sense to me. It really does. Make him a little bit more threatening.
He gave him a spike cleaver. This is awesome.
That makes a lot more sense.
That's so
Make him a little bit more badass.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
Oh.
That's my bad. I just happened to see this right before we went live. This is coming from Bleeding Cool, I think, whatever this is. It says Nick Dragata, Jock, and more recreated Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. Have you heard about this, Sean?
No, I have not.
Like 50 artists are recreating Dark Knight Returns. And I think it's a San Diego exclusive or something like that. But this is kind of cool. And there's a lot of sample art pages in here. But it says, original comic book art dealers, exclusive variant cover commissioners, Felix Comic Art, have announced a new project that has been years in the making and will debut at San Diego Comic-Con. A recreation of the first volume of Batman The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson and Lynn Varley. On its 40th anniversary, from 50 big comic book names as Batman Dark Knight Recreated, includes many artists on the book, they state. So, I got a video here. Let's play this real quick. Why can't I go full screen? It's going way too fast. Okay. So some of this is actually pretty cool. Why can't I go full screen? This is stupid. View this on YouTube. All right, here we go. What do you think about this, Sean?
Cool idea.
Yeah, I was never really big into the recreation of books.
Yeah.
Until Rob Liefeld did it with Prophet number 1. Was it Prophet 1 he did?
Yeah, he did Prophet 1. What else? Brigade.
Okay, yeah. And so, I mean, I can see where that could be cool. You know, I mean, obviously it's not going to replace the original, but it's a cool idea to take modern day artists and recreate a classic book. It's just basically just a fun thing, right? You know, it's not a remake, it's not anything, you're not diminishing the original. It's paying homage is what I see it as. Artists paying homage to a great book, a great writing, you know, especially this book changed the course of Batman forever. Basically painted the version of Batman that we get to this day was Frank Miller on this run. So you get this recreation, and I think it's kind of cool. I like how the artists are taking the layouts. They're doing their best to kind of be true to the material, but still putting their style in there without being too crazy. I might have to check this out if I can get a hold of it. I don't know what they're planning on doing after it's an exclusive at the San Diego Comic-Con. Probably go to eBay, but I ain't paying hundreds of dollars to get this, that's for sure.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's got some cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a list of art, and half the artists I don't even know, but they've got some good ones, like, you know, Nick Dragata, Jock being on there.
I thought Nick Dragata was the guy that did the that one independent book where like this big meat guy, but like he's missing middle of his face.
Oh, I can't
But
remember.
Dragata's the guy that's doing Absolute Batman, right?
Yeah, he's doing Absolute Batman, yeah.
I was like, oh man, his style really changed because that the other guy is a Frank Miller, not Frank Wiley, you know, dude. This guy's wonky anime. I'm like, oh shit, cool.
Oh, yeah. We got Timothy Fitzgerald in the house.
Yep.
Says, I'm behind in the stream, but I thought the first half of X-Men 97 Season 1 was great.
Nice.
Gambit's sacrifice at the end of Episode 5 was freaking peak comic book cartoon making. He goes on to say the back half was rather disappointing outside of Storm and Forge. I've only watched the first episode of the new season and thought it was really good. They packed a ton of story into one episode. I'll disagree with you a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you on the first part of the season, but I actually like the second half of the season
Way
after
better.
Gambit.
Yeah.
Like they did so much stuff in that second half of the season, including Wolverine getting his adamantium ripped out, which who thought we were ever going to get that in a cartoon?
They showed a different side of that in the. I don't know if it was the opener.
Oh, they did the shadow, right? It was in one of the intros. They showed like the shadow of it happening, which was actually pretty cool too. No, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, the first 3 episodes, I thought season 2 has been great. And if you're watching a little bit behind us, you're seeing it. You're seeing our commentary on that. Drew G's in the house says, "Hello there." Hello.
How you doing?
Bunch of lazy, unimaginative, stolen valor nonsense. But see, I don't think that's the case. I don't think anyone is doing this to EFAP in it. I like that. EFAP and Trash Cast. Bring that down. I don't think that's the case though, Roy. I don't think this is stolen valor. I mean, it's a recreation, which is an homage. You know, it's a reverent thing, right? It's not somebody that's like, hey, we can do this better. It's someone saying like, hey, this book was so great. Let's pay homage to the original creators and let's recreate it. Definitely not stolen valor. I disagree with you on that. You don't have to like it. You don't have to buy it. But I don't think it's a stolen valor thing. I think it's definitely on the up and up.
You need to buy it. You need to support these other artists.
Yeah, get it, Roy.
Yeah.
So we got all the names here. I'm not going to read them all, but if any names pop out, Nothing major. I mean, nobody that's on this book is somebody that are a lot. Nick Dragata is one of them. Obviously, Jock is a good artist as well. Ryan Otley is a name that's on there.
Nice.
Ryan Stegman.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Stegman's there.
Cool.
Who else you got? Yeah, I mean, there's some good names. There's some good names. A lot of names I don't recognize, but there's definitely some good names in there as well.
Yeah, these seem like the more artsy fartsy ones. Where like, ooh, I use a brush with my toes to ink. I'm clever.
Let's see.
I like indie rock.
There's this crap. Okay, here we go. So here's some blown up versions of these pages here, just recreated. To me, I think this is cool. If I was ever involved with stuff like this, if I was invited to do a book like this, I'd be like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Maybe not this book. I don't want to draw this many panels. That's crazy. With some cool samples here of what the book is going to look like. I don't know, man. I think it's cool. If I get an opportunity, I pick it up. Huh?
All the thinking is done. All the hard part is done. You just got to redraw it.
Yep.
In your way.
Well, I was just going to say, that's interesting. I don't know who did that one. But you can definitely see they're going off of doing their best to keep the same layouts, beat for beats, to
that badass.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think this would be cool. If I get a chance to see it out in the wild, I might try to get it. But like I said, if this is only an exclusive, I'm definitely not trying to outbid people on eBay for this book, which I've done before.
Get yours, nerds.
Yeah, I've done before. I bought a Batman the Deadly Duo preview book that was a New York Comic-Con exclusive, I think, from Top Cow. I bought that for $350.
Jesus fuck.
On eBay. Yeah. I don't do that normally.
Is Anna watching this episode?
What? This is 2 years ago. This is old history. But I don't do that for just anybody. I mean, it's got to be like, that was Silvestri and Deadly. I wanted that, I was just like, I got to get it. And I was like, I'm outbidding these people. I don't care what I'm paying. I'm getting this book. And I got it for like $350 something. Nice. And I'm glad I did. It's a great addition to the collection. And what was cool about it, it was the entire first issue without script. It was just black and white, entire first issue. No script, I believe, black and white, and it was solid, man. It was freaking badass. It kicked some major ass, and I'm glad I got it. Terry Fitzgerald says, like the author of Jack Reacher acknowledges that he ripped off. Oh wait, this is the first part to that. He said, well, I think it depends on how much you homage. If you were doing it so much that you basically are just making a knockoff, it's not good. But if you are using it as a template that inspires you, it can be like the author of Jack Reacher acknowledging that he ripped off Travis McGee, but he changed it enough to make it his own and be good on its own. Well, yeah, but that's not what this is about. Like, this is specifically supposed to be a remake of the book by a bunch of creators that want to pay the homage. This isn't somebody going on and being like, hey, we want to do our own version of this. This is taking 50 people saying like, hey, would you like to do a page here or a page there? We're going to put this together because we are honoring the run that Frank Miller had on this seminal book that changed Batman forever. To me, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at all. I think it's a cool idea, and I think it, if anything, is bringing honor and respect to an OG. You know what I'm saying? If it's a blatant homage, I'm good to go. Doesn't take away from the OG. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I see this same way, Rick. We see it the same way. Timothy said, I think it can also be different across the art forms. Homage in comics will often just be ripping off someone else's style and layouts.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I think to a point, I get what you're saying, but in this, I think it's just, this kind of thing is different, and it's an exclusive. This isn't something that they're mass putting out to the stores. As far as I can tell, this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so it's probably a very low print run. This will be one of the books that go up on eBay or some of these other sites. It's going to be a collectible, instant collector's items that's probably going to fetch a decent amount of money. And why not? You know, I mean, if you can get some really cool artists, and I'm not even saying all these guys are cool artists, but you got Otley, you got Stegman, you got Jock, you got Dragata doing some pages on here, that might be worth it, you know? I paid $5.99 for that book. What book? This book? Oh, you're talking about Dark Knight. It's the Batman Joker. Oh, I got you. It's the Batman Joker Deadly Duo Unplugged. No, it's a different version. It's not the same one, man. I know what you're talking about, but no, this is an exclusive issue 1 only. It has no script in it, and it also has an embroidered title on it as well. It's different than the ones they put out later, because I also have that version as well.
Roy's like, no.
But no, this was limited print run that was Top Cow. Top Cow put it out, not DC. This was at the Top Cow booth that they were handing out as like exclusives or whatever. There was only like, I don't know, 200 of them or something. And as soon as they were out there, they're instantly on eBay. Because I remember going the day that New York Comic Con, I believe it was New York Comic Con, started. And that day, there was already these copies on eBay. And I jumped on the first one I saw as quickly as I could. And some of them went up for higher prices. I actually got mine cheaper than some of them went. Some of them were going for like 500 or whatever. Respect by redoing his seminal work. Gotcha. It's not I don't understand what you guys don't understand about this.
This is
not
words that are coming out of my mouth?
This is not a redo or rewriting or reimagining or anything. It's a recreating the exact same story to honor the person. You know, like if someone did that in my work, I would be hellified honored. You know, if a bunch of writers decided they wanted to redo Reaper Destroyer issue 1, not that it would ever be that seminal, but I'm saying if somebody 20, 30 years down the line, when I'm old and crusty, wants to redo that book as an honoring of me as the work, and they put it together, I would get that. I'm assuming they would give it to me, because I'm assuming that Frank Miller is going to be giving a copy of this book. I would be honored. I'd be like, that's awesome, man. That's really, really cool. That is an homage. It's not stolen valor. It's not an insult. It's not anybody ripping off anyone. It is straight up. Like, if you can't see it, you can't see it. That's just what it is. You having no fun. Yeah, I missed that contact because I'm responding to chat. If you explicitly state that you are trying to honor, I think it's fine. Yeah, read the article. Read the article. I'm just kind of touching on this, but it goes into the article exactly why they're doing it. And that's the reason.
Yeah.
Something like that is good for the market if it helps bring hype for comics. You can't sue them. Is the funny, like, what do you mean you sue them? You are such a wet blanket, Roy. Like, it's like you're in no fun zone whatsoever. Don't correct my opinion. It's stolen. Don't correct my opinion. It's stolen. I'm going to correct it. You're wrong. I'm right. I'm big. You're small. I'm smart. You're dumb. I don't know. What is that line from Matilda? Roy doesn't know. He's too old to watch that movie. It's Paul Abdul and Shiite. All right.
I love Paul Abdul.
Like her if she's getting naked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Meat market. Or meat skirts.
Oh, God. Why? Guys, Reaper Destroyer issue 2 going live on Indiegogo July 9th, which is 5 days from now. But I finally got approved of this campaign after jumping through a bunch of hoops, which is really good. I'm happy that this is going finally on to Indiegogo and getting this up and running. But you can go to Indiegogo. I think I've got it pinned up in the link in the YouTube chat. And go sign up for this or follow this if you haven't yet already. And when this goes live, you get notified. And pretty much everything that I have on the website, except for the exclusive Lightning Strike cover, is going to be live on the IGG campaign when it launches. And I might, there might be some stuff I add to it a little bit later as well. Like, I've been wanting to do a second cover of the campaign. I've been holding off of, just because I just haven't had the time. But I might be putting another cover up there as well. But you're going to have the Ethan cover, the John cover, all that stuff's going to be available. If you have been waiting to back this because you didn't want to back on my website, that's completely fine. Now you got the ability to do it. on July 9th, 5 days, 11 hours, 35 minutes, and 53 seconds from now. If you don't want to wait, though, you can go to SuperiorPressComics.com and check out the launch page that we have on here and check out everything we've got. Now, what's cool about this website, and what is kind of annoying when I went back to setting up the Indiegogo page, is through all the crowdfunding sites, whether you're Indiegogo, Kickstarter, you can add all these add-ons, right? And I'm just like, add-ons don't make sense to me, because if you want it, why not just grab it when you have it, goes into a cart and check out? Well, on this site, that's exactly what you can do. We don't need add-ons on the site. Everything is listed. So you can just go and click anything you want. You want my cover, John's cover, Ethan's cover. You just boom, 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 click. It goes right to your cart. You want to get the third printing of issue 1, boom, click it right to your cart. You check out right there. No need for add-ons. Everything is listed. Anything that you want that I could imagine that you guys might want to get, from just one backer to collectors to whatever, original art, all that kind of stuff is on this website. Easy to do. Click on it. Check out. It's painless. You also, this is the only place you can get the exclusive John Malin t-shirt, is here on the website. And any other merch I do for this campaign will only be on the Superior Press Comics website as well. So definitely check this out. I got a version, I've got this book ordered and sent to John Malin as a thank you and a birthday present for. So I'm excited for him to get this book and see what, or this shirt, and see what he says about it. Should be shipping here pretty soon. But if you get this shirt, you don't have to wait till the campaign's done. This will ship out in 4 to 5 days because of the company I'm working with. So even though it's part of the campaign, you don't have to wait until the campaign's over to actually receive the shirt. You can buy it now and get it when you get a chance. All right, here we go. I'm not a rabid fanboy, so all the exclusive nonsense is just that to me. I bet you guys like when the remake classic movies too. Well, I mean, it depends on what the movie
Depends
is.
on the porn.
Yeah, Debbie Does Dallas. I mean, like, let's go. You know, let's update it a little bit. No, I get where you're coming from on that. Just a difference of opinions. I see it, and it's stated in the article. It's absolutely done. I guarantee you, Frank Miller knows about it, and I also guarantee you, if Frank Miller didn't like it, he'd be saying something about it, because that dude has no problem speaking his mind. Hell, I'm gonna redo a Reaper Destroyer, P-Pack Destroyer on its way. There's some classic lore. What were some of those hoops they had you jumping through? They were really they denied me 3 or 4 times, and it was all over personal information.
We're not telling.
Okay, you have to DM me. I'll go into more detail, but it had nothing to do with the campaign, and I just want to put that out there because I saw a lot of haters out there at one point when I was having trouble with Indiegogo, trying to make it something it wasn't, trying to make it something because it's like Comicsgate, or trying to make it something because of late books that ship, that, you know, Comicsgate is no longer be able to get books on IGG or all this stupid nonsense. And it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with because the site was bought by foreign owners. They changed everything up, and now it was a lot more difficult to get the information that they needed, which was a lot easier on the old Indiegogo. It was a lot easier to just do what you needed to do so you could launch the campaign. And now you have to go through a process where they review the campaign, which takes anywhere from 4 to 10 days. So if there's anything wrong within that process, they kick it back to you and say, hey, we can't approve this. You need to fix this. And then you fix it, re-upload it. They go through that same process again where it takes that long to review it. And if there's anything wrong with that, they kick it back and say, hey, this needs... The problem with Indiegogo is they were not very specific in exactly what to change. They would be like, hey, there's an issue with so-and-so. It would be kind of this broad statement. And then you have to kind of go in and be like, all right, what exactly do you need me to change so you accept it? And so then you have to get on emails. You got to try to contact people. And it's a back and forth conversation. So that's why it was hoops. I was constantly jumping through hoops, constantly talking to a new person, figuring out what was going on. Finally got the right information, finally got the right stuff up there, and it approved within days. That's the funny thing about it. When they finally had all the right information, they approved it very fast. So, but yeah, check it out. If you guys want Indiegogo, go live July 9th. If not, go to SuperiorPressComics.com. Buy directly from me on my website, which helps me out more because I'm not paying the rates that I am paying to IGG. But if you don't want to trust the website and you'd rather trust a trusted source like IGG or Kickstarter or whatever, then there is that available for you guys. Dale A's in the house. It's nice to see Art of Roy stirring things up in someone else's chat. Or somebody. Yeah. Roy is one of our favorites around here.
Yeah, we love Roy.
We might go back and forth with him in the chat like we do very often because he's very opinionated. So are we. But Roy is definitely one of our favorites around here. It's always fun to see him in the chat. Superior Press is a superior place to back. I agree with that. Did Miller go on a tirade when Jim Lee stole his style of death blow? I know he wasn't happy about that all, but I never heard him say it or reports of him saying he hated that. What I recall was that he wasn't a big fan of it. And he stated in some magazine about Jim Lee doing it. Now, they had since put that all past them because they ended up working together multiple times after that to do certain things. But I think at the time, it rubbed him the wrong way because Sin City was very popular. Jim Lee wanted to do a version of Sin City and did Death Blow. Now, if you look at Death Blow and you put Death Blow and Sin City side by side, it's completely different. It really is. Like, yeah, it's Jim Lee kind of doing a Frank Miller Sin City style of book, but there is absolutely no difference. Frank Miller was way more black and white with splashes of red and stuff. Death Blow had these color tones, these cool colors mixed with some warm colors in it. Some like really like a lot of blues and yellows and grays. Very much, yeah, way more complex. But yeah, I think Frank Miller wasn't happy about that and thought that Jim Lee was kind of aping his style a little bit. As a fan, I just thought it was cool. I didn't care. I think Jim told that story on his Twitch. Maybe that's where I heard it from, to be honest with you. Maybe I didn't even read it. Maybe I'm just thinking of the story that Jim told. But no, Frank wasn't happy about it at first, but I think they probably fine about it now. Gotta understand. Thanks. You're welcome. OV says Inshi No No is run by thieves. Oh, Inshi No No is run by thieves who sell sex toys and act superior. No pun intended. Do they really? Sex toys? Interesting. Yeah, Roy can fucking draw like a mofo. That's a fact. No lies detected there, my friend. I always wish Roy would do a book when I see his auction art. I told him that before, too. I was like, dude, you need to do a book. I would love to see a complete book put out by Roy. Sequential art, all that stuff. I would love to see it. I would buy it in a second. 2 seconds. A millisecond. What's the fastest? I don't know. That's how fast I'd buy it. Definitely bro, as Ree would say. Who's Ree? Do we know? Sean, do you know a Ree? No? Okay. That went over my head, OVR.
Reenie?
Reenie? I don't know. Shit. All right, I did want to show this. I think this is bookmarked a couple things that were off topic here. This is an interesting rumor going around, and I have a feeling it's probably not true, but it's one of those things that just pop up, and you're like, is it? Could it be? Maybe. And if it is, this could be interesting. But apparently, supposedly, Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly feature a scene where Peter Parker and Yelena Belavola, I can't pronounce this stuff, see each other naked. What do you think about that, Sean? And then I saw another one. It's like, then not only do they see each other naked, but they're gonna get it on. And I'm just like, do you remember when X-Men 3 came out back in the early 2000s or whenever that was? There was a rumor going around that there was going to be this sex scene between Wolverine and Storm that was supposed to be like very graphic and steamy. Do you remember that rumor at all?
Vaguely.
I feel like every once in a while these weird rumors about these PG-13 movies pop up, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. What doesn't make any sense is, why is this character even in Spider-Man Brand New Day? What would they be doing together? They would be naked. Nothing about the story seems like this is true, but yet I see this catching fire on X right now.
What if he goes to whatever Avengers base camp is by the end of the movie? People remember who he is. He's an Avenger again. They're changing costumes, and it's like, oh!
I could see if they did something they played for laughs. Kind of like Thor and Love and Thunder when they got that naked scene or whatever. It's played for laughs. It doesn't need to be in there. But I just have a hard time feeling like this is like a legit thing. And I feel like this is just the internet doing internet stuff and just getting stuff out there for clicks. However, it's getting a lot of stuff because I see a lot of multiple different sites grabbing the story and going with it. So, I mean, this is one of the things I hate about social media. Sheldon Martin says, didn't Frank draw that Deathblow character all beat up by Marv in one of the Sin City comics? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. But that was kind of a thing that they used to do back in the day. I mean, you had, Peter David had the Hulk put Spawn through a wall or something. You had, like, Spawn's legs and cape hanging out of a brick wall. It was like an average. I don't even know if it was in the real book. They had that one scene or one Hulk book where he put, like, Savage Dragon's fin on his head as a Halloween costume, you know, and they made fun of Savage Dragon. So they did that kind of stuff all the time, which was fine. I like that. It's competition, you know. Hell, you had Rob Liefeld put Cable in Blood Wolf 1, or a Darker Image. Mm-hmm. He had Cable in there, just had the Y instead of the X, but that was straight up Cable that he drew into that book. To me, I think those are good rivalries to do, and you're skirting that like copyright territory where you can't really get in trouble except for maybe a cease and desist, you know. Dame to Kill For, I think that might have been it. Timmy says, imagine an alternate timeline where the Image guys took a couple of competent writers with them. That would have been cool. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I didn't mind the writing, but again, I was a kid. I was, a teenager, and everything was fine. Like I was like, whatever. I'm looking at the beautiful art, and you're telling the story. I'm good with it. But that would have been interesting, But they did have some good writers. Alan Moore came through there, did some stuff. You had Chris Claremont did 2 different storylines for Wildcats and for Cyberforce.
Of Huntsman?
Yeah, the Huntsman story, or the Huntsman character that came through and did his thing. So, I mean, was it the best writing in the world? No, I can admit that. But, I mean, yeah, it would have been interesting, though. It would have been interesting for sure. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, she kind of looks like Felicia Hardy and Peter banging Black Cat is fine. I'm down, if that was the case, but if you're bringing in Black Widow's sister for no apparent reason except to have her have a sex scene or just get naked with Peter Parker for whatever reason in the new Spider, it just doesn't make any sense. To me, these are the kind of rumors I'm just like, But this I could rant about that forever. I'm sorry. It's stupid shit. The new Daredevil season 3 is being shot right now, and we are getting our first look at some scenes from the chick that played Elektra is returning to reprise her roles, and we're getting some paparazzi shots of them doing some filming and practice. I think it's cool. I thought she was a pretty good Elektra in the original Netflix series.
Yeah, I dug her.
What's her name? Elodie?
Something. She's in a Clean Lady on Fox.
Oh, is that her?
Yeah.
No shit. Okay, I didn't even recognize her. There's been some nip slip PG-13 movies. I just watched Captain Ron nip slips in the shower scenes. Yeah, those good 90s PG-13 movies where they'd sneak in like a naked ass every once in a while, or like a quick tit scene or something like that. Those were the days, man. Captain Ron, I completely forgot about that movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That is a guy. I should watch that. It's like all those AI vids of the redhead chicks wearing a Spider-Girl costume on set. Oh yeah, this shit's all over the place. I get so damn sick and tired of all that. Damn Spider Simps. Kurt Russell made 2 of the better rom-coms of all time, Overboard and Captain Ron. Overboard was pretty good too.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed that better than Captain Ron. But that's just me.
Oh really? Okay. Overboard's good. I mean, I think that's the movie he met Goldie Hawn on, isn't it?
I don't know.
I can't remember if they knew each other before that movie or if they met on the set of that movie, but still married to this day. Yeah, Captain Ron was a good one. I do remember that shower scene though. Now that you bring it up, I'm just like, oh yeah, early adolescence boner days. You're like, ooh, a nipple, ooh, an ass. Waterworld, you get that shot of that chick's ass, and you're just like, I like this movie. Can I watch this again, Mom? James Robbins. Did I misspeak? Did I say something wrong?
The writer?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Sounds like Hollywood is back on track. Shots wet. Oh, she was in the Gods of Egypt. I've never seen that movie.
Yes.
I own that movie, and I've never seen it.
It's fun. It's cool.
One of these days I have to watch it. I bought that movie on Blu-ray DVD, and it's still, if I go into my collection out there, it's still in Saran wrap.
I got it on Fandango, so you could just watch the app.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to check that out.
That's a fun movie. Like they get armor and shit, like the gods.
See, that's what I thought. The concept of the movie was cool because at the time, I think I bought it because at the time I was really into a lot of Egyptian lore and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool," like diving into the Egyptian deities and stuff like that. And so I remember I didn't go see it in the theater. I was like, "I'll buy it and we'll go check it out." But I never, for some reason, I never watched it.
It's cool.
I never checked it out. Yeah, I might have to. All right, everybody. I think that's pretty much all the information that I'm going to go over tonight. We got Ronan Joe show coming up on Sunday, which we'll go into some more just other stuff that I've got queued up here, but I don't want to keep on just grabbing some random stuff as we get going here. Great conversation. X-Men 97. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I think it's a really good show. If you like the first season, you're going to love season 2. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch season 1. And then cruise into season 2. I think it's some good fan service. You get to see a lot of classic characters that we all love and grew up loving. And I think they're doing them right. And I think is it perfect? No. Are there some elements of woke? Sure. I mean, you could poke anything you want out of this season. You could be like, there's too much focus on some of the female characters. But when I look at the X-Men, I'm like, there was always focus on the female characters.
Yeah.
That's just like, I don't think that's a big issue to me. I think it's a good show. Go check it out. Go buy John Byrne's Elsewin. Read this book. Appreciate good classic storytelling, arts, the way the X-Men should be. I can't recommend this more. Definitely go out and check that out. And that's it. Shout out to the chat for joining us tonight on the Grift. Kayla couldn't make it. She lost power, so everybody keep her in her thoughts. Hopefully she is getting the air conditioning back because it's crazy hot down there, just like it is all over the place. So hopefully she gets some power back and get a little bit of rest and relaxation over this weekend. And look, everybody.
And
go ahead.
More importantly, send her reels of Bostonian accents.
just be prepared.
She could use a good hey.
Be prepared for the blowback. Just blame Sean. That's all you gotta do.
Me.
Sean will take the rap.
I don't read her messages as it is, so it's okay.
Yeah. Rick Saylor says Waterworld is gay and dope at the same time. I just thought it was dope. I thought it was one of my favorite Kevin Costner movies. I thought it was awesome. Prince of Thieves, Waterworld. That might be my top 2. Which ones?
The Mailman or the Post Office?
Postman. That was okay. That wasn't bad. That was kind of like a
it's not like on Waterworld or Dances with Wolves level, but it's really good.
Dances with Wolves was a good one too. Bodyguard, that's a classic one.
Oh yeah.
Little action romance. Sean's hats ate the other hats. Be kind, rewind.
I like that.
Do you like Tarsum stuff? I don't know the name, so I guess not. Sean?
What is it?
You have to go a little bit more detail on that.
We're not that educated, and we're not that cultured.
Culture. That's a good word.
So if we see it, we know what it is, but like words behind it.
Like OBR says, hail Kayla's sweet lady parts.
Sweaty.
Oh, sweaty. Okay. I thought he said, small. Sweaty, sweet, whatever.
I'm sure
sweet, sweaty, whatever. Hail Joe and Sean. Hail the chat. Sent Egypt rack to you, Joe? Did what? Oh, wait. Why did I zoom in? Back up. Who is this? Oh, that's the chick that's Elektra? That's not the same chick, is it?
That's not her.
Yeah, that's not her.
That's not her. The guy on the right is the guy that played...
it's Or a Nightwing.
Robin, yeah.
I didn't realize he was in that. Oh, here we go. It's interesting when you see certain actors just popping. You're like, oh, I didn't know he was in that movie. Yeah, I don't think that's the same chick, but I do like that. It's some good cleavage there. Thanks for sharing. I'm down with that. Fall of Immortals are visual masterpieces. The Fall and Immortals. Immortals was good.
That's the one with Superman?
Henry. I thought that was the one with Henry Cavill.
That's Superman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. I didn't hear you say Superman. Oh, let's see. Sent pics of the huge rat girl from Gods of Egypt to you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Like him.
See, that's why we love you, Roy.
Yeah, like I said,
you can not
love
agree
Roy.
with us. You probably won't, but
if anybody just jumps in this chat every once in a while and sees us going back and forth with Roy sometimes, you might be like, oh, these guys don't like each other.
Are they assholes to Roy?
You're like, why don't they like Roy? Like, no, we love Roy around here. He's one of our favorites. Yes, Immortals Cavill. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was one of his first movies I recognized him on right before Man of Steel. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. Ronan Joe Show Sunday at 10:30. As always, I'll be on the CG Kings on Mondays doing our thing. And no, we do not pre-draw, or at least I do not pre-draw my art on the Kings, which is evident. Which is evident by the fact that I don't do a lot of dynamic stuff on there because I'm a very slow artist. So I always think when Ethan's like, hey, this is a subject matter, the first thing that pops in my head is obviously the biggest thing I could think of. I'm like, I want to do, like we were doing John Byrne, character, not really characters, but just John Byrne, Marvel or DC. And I was like, right off the bat, I was like, I'm going to do Wolverine standing in front of a messed up Sentinel in the background, giant head, cords and wires all over the place as he was ripped up. Wolverine's gonna be in this badass pose. There's gonna be rock rubble. There's gonna be a Silvestri Wrightson kind of sky with clouds and all this stuff in the background. I'm like, I can't do that in 2 hours. There's no way. It's way too much drawing for me. So I do something simple. I do headshot busts, side profiles, things that I know that I can draw fairly easy, and then just try to detail the hell out of. So at least me, I don't start drawing until the show starts. So I want to just dispel those rumors right off the bat. Just for everybody out there. But we will be doing, or I'll be on that show on Mondays. Hard Art this Wednesday at 11 p.m. Even though Reaper Destroyer is launching on Wednesday, I think we're going to be highlighting Salty's book on that show. So make sure you guys are checking out that and getting ready to back Salty. Sean's book is Sean Salter's book on Hard Art. And I'll be back here next Thursday for the Grift. I'm sure Kayla will be back if she has power. Talking about whatever we're going to talk about. Guys, got to get over the board can set up so we don't got to look at the tops of your head. The only thing about that, Roy, and I get that, but I do believe that the point of that show is the reveal. I know some people draw on stream, and I get that. Like Dan Lawless does it quite a bit. There might be a couple of guys that do it, but I think the reveal is what's cool about that show. I also don't I do have a camera here, but I don't have a great setup. And anyway, I draw because of my wrists. I have to draw in a kind of a sitting up position like this. And unless I mounted a camera way back here, you're going to see a part of my shoulder and a little bit of the art. So it's just not going to make a lot of sense. Shout out Rachel Brinkley. We got Matt Muma in the house. Says RD1 arrived today. Have a great one, Joe, Sean, and the chat. Thank you for the support and backing that. I'm glad that the second chance campaigns are getting into everybody's hands. We have 17 more orders to fulfill on that, and then that is done. Probably working on that this weekend and get that all out into the mail before the IGG of issue 2 drops on Wednesday. Next time, find a way to get a gal with big old jugs on the Kings, Joe. Hey, I like gals with big old jugs. You know what I'm talking about? Know your limits is important. That's right. That's why I'm probably never going to come in first. I've come in first only one time on that show. I drew this badass side profile of Mr. Freeze. It was awesome. Took number 1. It's the only time that's ever happened. I've been coming in last lately, and that's okay. That's fine. As long as I'm selling a piece here or there, I'm just there to have some fun. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Go find a show. I think Ethan is streaming. Go jump in his chat. Let him know that Ronan Joe sent you from the Grift. And we will see you guys all at another time. Until then, be good to each other. Take care of one another. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to y'all later. Peace.